Hey guys, I'm wearing my mask today. I I know I'm gonna regret this later, but I'm trying to stop eating cheese just to kind of clear up my system. And I indulged and I got a mod pizza, and I usually go to Mod Pizza. Don't support them. I'm just saying because they're not paying me to make this video, and I go to them because they have a really good gluten-free cauliflower crust that I can use, that I can eat from. But I digress. I purposely did not even go to the mod in Mueller. Mueller's a district. It's full of very leftist-minded people. I mean, you go in the surrounding neighborhoods, and all those houses have the signs, Black Lives Matter, women's rights are human's rights. No human is illegal like that shit. So I purposely went out of my way to not go to the one that was closer to my house, so I can go to another one that's a little bit further out, where there's not as many leftist people. So I walk in and I walked in, and first thing they said, they're like, "Ma'am, do you have a mask?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I have to wear a mask." I was like, this is bullshit. Like, I totally got so mad. And I went to my car and I got my mask and I got my phone, and I was just like, I felt like I was in the situation where plus, when you're hungry, you don't have that much patience. I was just like, if somebody says something to me, I'm gonna lose it. So I need to have my camera to protect myself, just in case I lose my fucking lid, which I felt like I was gonna pop. And then I get in line and I put my mask on. I just could not bring it up. I brought it up to here, right? Meanwhile, the main lady behind the counter has her mask below her nose, and then she was like, I have it under my neck. And she's like, "Oh, could you put your mask in your face?" And I pushed it up to my face. And then she's like, kind of gives me a dirty look. I was like, "Bitch, you don't even have it over your nose. So I don't even know. Plus, you're not social distancing behind your counter." I didn't say that, but I was just like, so as I'm waiting for my pizza, I was just like, fuck this shit. And I just put my mask on my head. And I'm like, technically I'm wearing a mask, And I just waited calmly. And then as I was leaving, I was like, CDC says that these masks don't even work on their own website, I totally was that crazy ass conspiracy person, and I know I look ridiculous with a mask on my head, but maybe some people would think I just feel like, I'm not enjoying the slavery. I'm not enjoying it. It seems like a lot of people are, and they think they're being virtuous by wearing these stupid fucking masks that don't work, like I've been saying for weeks. And there's evidence to back me up, and there's even evidence to show that makes things worse, that they actually harbor infection and makes your chance of getting an infection worse, because you're breathing in recycled air and you're breathing in carbon dioxide, and then the masks accumulate germs because you're not getting fresh air. I mean, this is just so ridiculous, but yet people are just going along, it's cool, it's trendy. And I'm just like, that's what I get. I shouldn't be eating pizza anyway. And I swear to God, I took my mask off and I waited, and they knew that I was like a loose cannon. I was just waiting for somebody to say something. I was like, I wish somebody would have said something to me. I was about to go. I was ready. Because, I was like, they asked me again to wear a mask or put a mask on my head. I was going to fucking go off on them. So nobody said anything. They were all just kind of giving each other sideways glances. I was like, I don't give a shit, right? You stupid fucking slaves. I was just so mad. I was like, I don't care what you think about me. You guys, and plus they're hard to breathe in. I know, even when I go into the hospitals, when there are people, when everybody thinks that other people aren't looking, they take them off. So it's not like they even really believe that these masks are protecting them, but it's just they're performing because they don't want to be an outsider. And I'm old enough now. I've gone through so much shit. I'm past the point of really caring what people think about me. And of course, that place looks like, it has a lot of teenagers or people in their early 20s working there, so they care about that shit. I don't. And it was it was kind of funny because there were two black people there, and I know they were thinking, oh man, she's embarrassing us, man. Why does she gotta be black? Everybody has that race thing, where we've been programmed with, where we think, you know, when somebody of our race makes an ass, quote unquote, out of themselves, then it comes down on us. So I know the other two black people were like, oh my God, like, why is she acting like this, you know? And then as I left, you know, oh yeah, I did say that. I yelled out really loud that the CDC says it doesn't even work, you know? And of course, the obese guy is like in the corner, like giving me dirty looks. And I'm just like, I'm so sick. I know I've been bringing up obesity a lot, but I've just been affected by it so much with members of my family. And I'm so sick of like a lot of these obese people that like act like a mask is gonna like make them healthy. It's not, dude. It's really not. So, I mean, you're eating like, you know, like really healthy junk food, and then I also watch the people that come in with like cigarettes, and you know, this guy was coming in the store and getting cigarettes and beer and shit, and he had a mask on, like, oh, like, why aren't you wearing a mask? Like, looking at me like, why are you wearing a mask? I'm like, you're getting cigarettes and beer. Like, why are you, like, the mask isn't gonna protect you, right? Like, maybe if you put it on before you smoke a cigarette to stop you from smoking and drinking beer, then it will help. But it won't. It's not going to protect your health. It's not. Okay? So, I don't know. I feel like I've been lucky that I work in Williamson County and Bastrop County, so I don't really have to go to Austin until I go home. And even then, in my apartment complex, nobody's wearing a mask. Like, nobody. People are walking around like everything's, you know, normal. Okay, hundreds of people live there. Nobody's dead. Okay, and I saw one maintenance dude wearing a mask like the other day, and I think he was just like, fuck this shit, why am I doing this? And then he didn't. I think technically he has to because he's working, but when nobody's looking, he's just like, fuck this, I'm done. So I feel like, you know, Austin too, I've kind of, you know, I went out to dinner with my friend, and she was like, oh, you know, asked me to go to Central Market to get some Italian soda, and I was just like, I didn't tell her that over the phone. I got these other things that were pretty good, but I went to another place in Williamson County, and I'm just like, there's no way I'm going to Central Market. I'd probably be arrested for making such a scene, because there's so many leftist liberal people there that are so paranoid because they believe everything that they see on TV. They've seen Outbreak, the movie, too many times. They watch all these movies and they worship all these celebrities, and they think that like this shit is real, that, you know, I couldn't even like, I bet you they have, I haven't even been there since this broke out, because I just know how bad it is. I bet you they have hand sanitizer everywhere, and they're like, we're encouraging everybody to wipe down their baskets before you get, no, fuck that. That's stupid. Even before that's done, that like this happened, I always thought that people that excessively, like if there's something on your basket and you want to get it wipe it off, that's fine. But if you're just incessantly wiping down your basket, like thinking that's going to protect you from germs, that's stupid, because then you go in the store and you're touching all the boxes and all the packages that everybody else has touched. So I don't know, like, it doesn't make sense. People are so irrational. You're going to get germs on you. There's nothing you can do. We're surrounded by trillions and trillions and trillions of germs, okay? All from everywhere, from everybody, from all over, okay? If you take a lift, you're been in a car where lots of people have sat, okay? There's no way you can escape from germs. And I was just looking at the hospital, one of these hospitals that I work at, and they have roly-polies all over coming in the hospitals, crawling through the doors and stuff. And I'm just like, they can't even contain these little roly-poly bugs that are coming in, but they think they can contain a virus. It's just so nonsensical to me. I'm like, hello, today's my own birthday too. And with the whole liberal thing, I just feel like, some of you guys may not have seen this movie, a lot of you guys might, depending on how old you are, but there's this movie called The Lost Boys, and I'm gonna spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it's a vampire movie, and it's about these this woman who moves in with her father and her two sons who move in with her father. So it's these boys' grandfather, and they like have a divorce. They move to this town, you know, to like start over or whatever. And you know, through the whole movie, like the teenage boys are encountering vampires, and they think like nobody knows. And at the end, the father comes in, and he like, the grandfather comes in and he kills the head vampire. And he's like, and he goes to the refrigerator and takes out a beer and like drinks it. And he's like, yeah, that's the one thing about this town I never could like get over. It was all the damn vampires. And everybody was like looking at him like, you knew all this time, Grandpa? You didn't tell us shit. You had us move to this town with all the damn vampires and you didn't say anything. You know, you could have been like, hey man, you know, bring some garlic, bring some steaks. You know, it's a nice little beach town, but there are a lot of fucking vampires here. Good looking out, Grandpa. That's how I feel about Austin. I feel like Austin's beautiful. The topography is beautiful. There's lots of great restaurants and food and music and culture and arts, and you know, they have swimming holes around and there's still a lot of nature, you know. But then it's like the leftists are here, and I feel like the leftists are like the vampires. That's what I feel like. I feel like it's just like ruining it for me. And Ma Pizza is a very leftist place, by the way. So, I mean, I feel like I'm becoming racist against leftist people. And one of my friends is using this dating app, and when this guy that she's into was like, don't message me if you're liberal. And I'm like, you know what? I should get on that dating app and do that. Because the last dating app I tried, I was always getting tons of liberals, and it was annoying as fuck. And I'm just like, I can't. I just can't. I can't deal with the childish slave mentality, the wanting to live in fear. Oh shit, I've had this damn thing on. Now my hair is all messy. That's what I get. You know, the liking. It seems like the people that are liking it, you know, that are like, even when I was in Taiwan, you know, when people got sick, you wear a mask. But, you know, that was when I really started taking charge of my health, and I rarely got sick. I think I don't even remember wearing a mask. I have one. I was looking through some of my stuff. I have a mask that I had that was in Taiwan. I had a reusable cloth one, and I totally forgot about that you can wash. But I remember people would just like to wear them, like there. And a lot of the people had that liberal mentality. I remember, I'm like, she's like wearing a mask. And I was like, are you sick? You don't really look sick. She's like, oh, I feel the cold coming on. I just think it's polite. I'm like, okay. I think it's creepy, and I don't like wearing it. I'm not enjoying my slavery or the slavery. I'm not enjoying it, okay? I think it's really slave mentality, and a lot of the liberal people have this very like liberal leftist. Liberals aren't as bad. I'm just saying liberal / leftist, because there is a distinction, but mentality, they have this very like, take care of me, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. I don't think for myself. They're going to be the first ones to line up to get that nanoparticle DNA, you know, dark side beastmaster vaccine. I'm not going to be doing that shit, and I'm really been, you know, kind of soul searching is what I'm going to have to do, because, you know, I'm already pushing it by wearing a mask, even if it's like for a few minutes when I go inside and do drop-offs in certain places. But that's wearing on my soul too, like tremendously. And my limit is if they say I have to get tested or if I have to get a vaccine, then I'm just not going to have a job. Oh shit, this is reserved. And, you know, I'm not going to take the test because they're going to be doing that contact tracing shit. And they're also, you know, going to put you in a system, and the test positive, false positively. So why would I take a test that tests false positive? Why am I going to let somebody convince me that I'm sick when I'm not? And then I'm in a system. And then, you know, just like the AIDS thing, right? If you test positive for AIDS, they can make you take, or I'm sorry, HIV. Because AIDS is the breakdown of the immune system, not the virus. But, so you don't test positive for AIDS. But, I was saying they, you know, they're going to put you in a system, and they're going to, you know, they can make you. I think that's what they're going to say. The people that take the test and they test positive, they have to take whatever medicine or get a vaccine. They have to do it. So, by law, right? So, and now they have all this tracking shit. That's just really creepy to me. So, I'd rather not work for this company. I'm desperately trying to do other things to have an income, you know, in the future, so I won't even have to make that decision. I want to be out of here before I want to be out of here before I even have to, you know, come to that crossroads. And of course, I'm not taking the vaccine, and I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people will take the vaccine because they'll cave into the fear, and they don't know how bad it is. Like, they're maybe where they're like, oh, it's kind of weird, something's up with it, I don't know, you know, and then they'll cave in, and then it's too late. And then, you know, I was looking at this nanotechnology, these smart vaccines that they're trying to manufacture. You know, people are worried about the chip, but it's even worse than that. It's supposed to be like this nano stuff that basically transforms your DNA, and you're never going to be the same again. Never. So it's not like a chip where they plant it and you just cut it out. It's going to be worse. So you guys should start looking into that. I don't really know, you know, and I've had to come to terms with, let's turn this off. I had to come to terms with, you know, I'm just pretty much exhausted my energy with trying to tell people that don't want to listen. So I can be there for them if they need help, you know, but they know where I stand. But, you know, I at least I told people, and that's all I can do. And if they want to make that decision because they're lazy and they don't want to, you know, go look into it deeper, they don't believe in conspiracy theories, they don't believe our government would ever hurt us, they think they worship Bill Gates and thinks he's a great guy, or they think that vaccines are the greatest things since sliced fucking bread, and they're going to line up and they're going to take it. And, you know, I'm sorry. I feel bad for those people. I feel bad for those people because a lot of those people will learn the hard way. You know, a lot of people are probably going to die. A lot of people are probably going to get really, really injured. A lot of people might become cyborgs. And I'm kidding and I'm not kidding, you know, after taking that. So anyway, that's my rant for today. All right, I'll talk to you later. Peace and love, guys. Bye-bye. Mwah.